I'm Carlos Puckering.
And I'm Chris Brookbanks. We're coming live to you today with goal setting and how to really take control of your 2018.
Yeah.
We got a new year, guys. We got some new goals.
Yep.
We should have some new goals anyway. Some people got some old goals that they haven't reached yet, but that's okay too.
That's perfectly fine.
But we're going to talk today about setting smart goals, setting achievable goals, and just crushing them.
Yeah, so SMART goal stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And I think that what that does is it allows you to take a simple goal and kind of split it up into achievable parts. That way that you don't have that natural feeling of, I think, disappointment that people feel. I think human beings naturally become demotivated when they set themselves up for failure without even realizing it. And I think the best thing that you can do is set a SMART goal, be very, very specific, make it measurable. Measurable meaning whether it's like timely or how long you want it to be before you do, or what you specifically have to do to get there in increments. Attainable, just meaning that it's not like, I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow. Well, how are you going to do that? Can you really attain that? Do you have everything laid out in steps? Make it realistic. Like, I'm going to make $1 million tomorrow. Is that realistic for you to do if you actually measured it out? And timely, giving yourself the proper amount of time to actually do that.
Absolutely.
I think when I don't know about you, but when I first said that I was gonna lose weight, I didn't say I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. I was like, I'm gonna lose 10 pounds this month. And then just losing that 10 pounds that month, actually setting it up for me to lose that pound and a half, 2 pounds a week, made it more healthy for me. And I think it also made it more realistic for me as well.
I know. I did absolutely the same thing. I never, at the beginning, set a goal to lose 100 pounds. My goal originally was just to get into the gym. I was like, I need to go work out.
And that is specific.
That was my goal.
And that was very, very specific. Like, I just want to actually work out. Actually, to be honest with you, mine was actually more like that too. It was like, I'm actually just going to go to the gym, because I also set up goals to, like, before just going to the gym, to like lose 20 pounds in a month or lose 10 pounds in a month, and didn't do it. And then that actually demotivated me. And then when I was like, I'm just going to go to the gym, I think I got really, really specific by calling a friend or two of mine. One of my friends at the time was Stefan Smith, and I was just like, dude, you want to go to the gym every day? And he was just like, okay, right? And that was specific enough for us to actually start going to the gym every day. So that's how I got myself in there. Then I got into the measurable part of it. It was like, well, I want to lose 10 pounds. And I think that was very, very attainable. Just knowing, I started to do some Google research. I mean, I was one of those guys who played video games all night, and then in between, like, staying up late and watching TV, like, all those P90X commercials come on, and like those Beachbody commercials and those Sean T25 commercials come on. And you really start to find out a lot about yourself. I was like, man, I really don't feel that good about myself. And then I really started to start doing my research. I think one of the first websites I went on was a website called Scooby'sWorkshop.com. And I went onto his website, and he had all this amazing free information about how to get started, and that's actually how I got started. So it was realistic for me to set up some of those goals, especially with some kind of help. And then basically going to the last T in SMART, which made it timely. I allowed myself the time to hit that very, very specific goal. So yeah,
that's amazing, guys. I wanna break down this SMART goal setting before we get into the deep part of the message today. So SMART, like Carlos said before, stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. Okay. So now, when we think about setting a SMART goal, a specific goal, what we want to look at is being super, super, super on point. And for example, if you want to lose 100 pounds, don't set your specific goal to 100 pounds. You want to set that to, like, lose 1 pound in one day. So you want to give it a time, and you want to be super laser focused. So 1 pound in 2 days, or even if you want to do something like financially, maybe it's 1 sale per day, or $40 per hour,
or
which
a new
will make you a
customer,
millionaire. We'll get into that later on.
Yes, that will make you a millionaire. I know, but see, that's exactly why SMART goals are really, really important. Because if you break down something really, really small like that, it seems like, well, how does $40 an hour make you a millionaire? It can't. But you actually just know how. You got to know how to do it, and that's why it does have to be really, really specific.
So now getting into a measurable goal. So when you're looking at a measurable goal, you want to look at how long it'll take you to reach your goals.
I love how people start messaging me right when I go live, and I know like they just seen that on my page. But anyway.
It's like they wait for you to go live.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's live, I'm gonna message him. So for a measurable goal, guys, you want to look at how long it'll take you to reach these goals.
Yeah.
And set something that's not unrealistic, like losing. I sat down with somebody the other day who wanted to lose 20 pounds by January 15th.
Yeah, I think I know.
And I was like, and I was like, that's
You're not doing that.
It's a goal, and it's good that you have those goals, but it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and you don't even want to lie to anybody and tell them that it is gonna happen, because then they're gonna be like, they're gonna have that expectation, and they're gonna be so disappointed. Two things are gonna happen. One of them, they're gonna believe that they can't rely on you.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is that they're gonna actually kind of feel like, well, if I can't do that, then I can't do this. If I can't do this, then I can't do that.
Yeah.
And then it kind of snowballs into just like, it gets you so far away from the goal that you're actually setting up for yourself that you never start putting into motion what you can actually do to achieve that goal. So I don't know, like I think you were on Measurable.
Yeah. And guys, looking at it from a coach's perspective as well, because I know we do have quite a few trainers and coaches who are watching these feeds.
Yeah.
You want to help your clients out by giving them a timeline. Everyone doesn't know how long it takes to lose weight, or even if you're a financial coach or a life coach and you're coaching on relationships or something like that.
Yeah.
You're the expert, right? So you gotta help your clients out by telling them, okay, well, 2 to 3 pounds a week, or 1 to 2 pounds a week is a healthy weight loss goal.
Yeah. Because especially when you're talking about life coaching or relationship coaching or something like that, just setting up yourself to get into a space where you're more social. Because a lot of the times, we're watching these unrealistic ass movies that are like, I fell in love and one day I met her and I was at the restaurant and then we ended up going on a date and we fell in love. And it's like, you might meet a person that seems like the person that you really, really are interested in, but then you don't realize that they love cats and you're allergic to cats. Or just certain little things like that won't be realistic, which is the next thing. But you actually want to measure that out and make it realistic for your client, so that you don't set them up for disappointment or set them up to put them in a space where they can't actually hit that goal. And then they become disappointment. Then they actually become, like I said, demotivated and not want to hit that goal at all whatsoever. So you change their motivation from being super motivated to actually derailing them, and then they're not motivated to hit their goal at all whatsoever. And I remember specifically with me and a few people that I was actually trying to help make a little bit more money, their goals were really, really unrealistic. And I'm like, my friend Kat, she's like, people were like, she had this huge list of people that are like, I joined up for this company and I thought I was going to be a millionaire in 30 days. I quit. Or I joined up for this company and I thought I was going to make $100,000 in my first month, so I quit. And that's because all those goals were unrealistic. So if you set it up and said, I'm going to get 2 or 3 new customers this month, well, that's realistic if you talk to 30 people. You know what I mean? And 10% of those people land, and you really teach them and coach them and help them understand the business, then your goal's a little bit more realistic to actually be reached.
And keep in mind, guys, that once you get these processes down, it's all duplicatable. Like everything you learn in the gym, we spoke on this in our last video. Everything you learn in the gym, well, for us anyways, is going to translate over to your relationships or to your finances or anything else that you're trying to do.
Well, I mean, it's as simple as consistency, and I use the term consistency creates character all the time. If you can learn to love yourself and care about yourself and care about your finances and care about your relationships with your parents and care about your relationships with your siblings and care about your own internal and external health and your own mental wellness, that will translate into what you can do for the rest of your life consistently. I realized for myself personally that, just the gym was the foundation for me to do that in the rest of my life. I was very floppy, like the people that I meet on a regular basis, and nothing against those people, because that's their default setting. They've probably watched their parents work a factory job that they actually hated and didn't want to go to, and they came home complaining about their boss or their shift supervisor or whatever that is, and then they didn't want to do anything consistently in their life because that was what their picture had been painted of doing something consistently. Whereas for me, and it was kind of similar like that for me, because my mom worked a factory job and she wanted me to work a factory job and she wanted us to stay in that very safe, secure space. And so when I started doing entrepreneurial endeavors, she was like, "Are you sure?" Exactly. And she's like, "Are you sure you feel okay? Is that going to be okay for you?" Even when I started working out in the gym, she was like, oh, you're gonna kill yourself. That's too much. You're not eating. It's just like, no, I'm not eating fried chicken every single night. I'm not. You know what I mean? So it's like, just changing the ideologies of what you think is actually right to something that is not just specifically right, but is what should be done. Because remember, we started saying, I don't always do what I want to do. I do what I have to do. But that actually allows me to do what I want to do.
Yep.
So setting up a realistic or an attainable goal, which just says when you identify your goals that are most important to you, you begin to figure out ways that can make them come true. So you develop attitudes, abilities, and skills, and the financial capacity to reach them. That actually matters too, because a lot of people will take themselves away from their goals in the gym or financially or in relationships because it's not realistic. It's not really in their spectrum. So like for me, the first thing I said when I stopped working at Burger King or AP Plasman or whatever the jobs are at the time, and there's nothing against those jobs at all whatsoever, because those jobs actually set me up to actually be able to say I don't want to do this and get myself into the space to specify what it is that I wanted to do. But like it says right here, developing the attitude, the abilities, the skills, and the financial capacity to reach them. If you're going to want to start losing a little bit of weight, it's not just going to be as simple as getting up and walking on the treadmill. You might have to switch some of the foods that you're buying.
Yep.
So you're going to have to get yourself ready to prepare to plan, grocery shop. What are you going to buy? What are you going to stay away from? That's why the 28-day challenge, not to get off topic, but that's why the 28-day challenge is amazing, because it gives you those simple, specific, measurable goals to go, okay, well, this is what I'm going to buy. This is what my budget is. Actually, you're going to start to save and make more money because you're going to really start to be specific about what your goals are. And I know for me, a lot of people will say to you, I can't afford this. I can't do this because I don't have the money that it takes, without even knowing what it actually takes. They heard from their buddy that their supplements are so expensive and their groceries are so crazy. But let's talk about that for a second. If you buy Lay's potato chips and they cost $4.99 for a bag, and every serving is 360 calories, and there's absolutely no nutritional value in those calories, you're essentially wasting money anyway. So that money went to nothing. Now, if you're buying, broccoli, whole grains, things of this nature, things that you have to prepare at home, you can make a lot more when you batch cook, and it actually saves you a lot more money and time, which time is money, to do more with your money specifically. And I found actually that since I've been batch cooking and since I've been very, very specific on those goals, I'm saving a ton more money.
Absolutely.
I really am saving a lot more money.
I think it comes down to satisfaction in the moment, right?
Yeah.
So buying those Lay's potato chips and having a snack while you're eating a movie will satisfy the cravings that you have and the neurochemicals that are firing off and telling you to eat those chips.
Which are the same as drugs, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But if you can learn the importance of eating your broccoli and cauliflower and chicken, then you can have the exact same satisfaction and with a shift in mindset.
But then you also find the little tips and tricks along the way that can actually make them better for you. You seen that post I put up the other day when I was fat boy problems, and I had my vegan complete cookies, and I had my protein chips, and I had my protein donuts, my pro nuts, and my protein pancakes, and my Walden's Farm syrups and stuff like that. So I found the matrix to eat the things that I actually still enjoy. So people are always thinking oh, he must hate his life, he's only eating cauliflower rice. And it's I actually found ways to like those things. And the reality of it is, you don't spend the majority of your life eating that way. For my son, it'll be totally different because he actually grew up eating healthy because I was in that set. That's his default setting. For me, my default setting wasn't that. I wasn't programmed to even understand health in its entirety. So it was like speaking a foreign language. It was like speaking Chinese to a Mexican. I didn't understand what a macro was, what fats were, what proper carbohydrates were, what proper proteins were, how to balance them out. Even me saying that right now on this feed is probably foreign to a lot of people that are watching the show because they don't know at all whatsoever. I was talking to a client of mine yesterday, and she was like, I literally, and this was actually yesterday, she goes, I don't know how to meal prep. And she was embarrassed, and I'm like, hey, X name, don't be embarrassed by that. It would be much more embarrassing to go throughout the course of your life never asking the question and never getting the help that you need.
I think it comes back down to it's the very basic nature versus nurture debate.
It is.
Looking at your history, growing up with a family who ate fried chicken and I guess the unhealthier foods,
Yep.
and you learning that lifestyle, versus your son growing up now learning a healthier lifestyle and being bred into a healthier lifestyle.
Correct.
It'll definitely set him up for success.
Yeah.
And that's why it's super, super, super important for us as adults and parents.
Yeah.
To get into that healthier lifestyle and to put in the work that we have to, so that we can teach the younger people how to live properly and how
realistically.
And
just to touch on that a little bit further, it was for me, like you said, I wasn't necessarily taught that, so it would have been easy to get into that generational habit of just kind of teaching that same thing to my son, and then we'd all have diabetes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I was watching this commercial. It's not funny, but it is funny to me anyway, because it's like you might have pre-diabetes. Remember, I was cracking up about that the other day. And basically, what they're saying, like to me, when I hear that commercial about pre-diabetes, it's not like they weren't talking about being predisposed to type 1 diabetes, which is kind of like something that's in your genetics, which also I think can be combated through holistic wellness. But they were talking about pre-type 2 diabetes, which is basically pre-Lay's potato chips, pre-fried chicken, pre-McDonald's. And I'm not, like I said, I have nothing against those. No, I'm lying. I have a lot of things against those things, but everything should be done in moderation.
Yeah.
And I was talking to my coach earlier about, being a little bit off track throughout the course of the holidays, but still hitting my workouts really, really, really hard. And he was like, well, you know what? That's still keeping you on track. So you're not falling all the way off the wagon, but a lot of people aren't even on the wagon. They're just chasing down the wagon. And they don't understand how to be realistic, which is, it says to be realistic, a goal must represent an objective towards which you are both willing and able to work. Willing and able to work. Willing and able to work. So if you want to lose weight, are you willing to do the things that you have to do in order to lose that weight? And I know we talk a lot about fitness in these earlier episodes, but I think that the importance of that is because when you build a good habit in one space in your life, like you said earlier, it translates into so many different parts of your life. And again, it says able to work. Able to work means, okay, so, people always say, you wake up so early in the morning, but you know what? I know what I have to do in order to be able to work it into my schedule. So it is realistic for me anyway to get up that much earlier, because I know the goals that I have for my life, and for me to live 10 extra years, that's life changing, literally.
Life changing, and that ties into the achievable part as well, guys. Because when you're setting a SMART goal, you want to make sure that you already have the resources and the willingness as well to achieve these goals. You don't want to set a goal to make $10 million this year when you're making $20,000
that's
last year, right? And you don't know the process to get there. You need to set a goal that's actually achievable with the resources at your disposal, like coaches,
exactly,
the gym.
Well, I mean, specifically to take all the way back to S, start looking for the specific resources that you're going to need.
Absolutely.
You got this millionaire handbook right here with you, and I suggest everybody go to grantcardone.com and get that millionaire handbook, because we learn so much by the resources that we actually are involved in, like the Tai Lopez's. One thing I realized as well is that a lot of people hate the things that I'm involved in. That's why I'm wearing this most hated shirt, because I noticed that, like the Tai Lopez's, the Gary Vaynerchuk's, the Les Browns, the Eric Thomas's, the Inky Johnsons, the Grant Cardones, all of these people are saying the things that go against what society would be teaching you. They're going against your default settings. And so, what we're teaching you when we're teaching you about SMART goals is we also want to give you the resources to go check out when you're done watching these shows. Go check out a Gary Vaynerchuk. You're not going to agree with every one of his ideologies, but there's going to be a gem in there that you can pull out and then, place that into your life where you find fitting. But a lot of that has to do with getting outside of your comfort zone. If you think that I was waking up at 3:30 in the morning like, yes, I love this, you have the absolutely wrong idea. It was actually the presence of mind to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and realizing that how much stretching myself would actually do for my life. And so getting outside of my comfort zone has a lot to do with me actually being able to grow and do things to be able to give people the proper information that they need. That's one of the reasons why we're doing the $9.99 thing. I mean, people, setting your goals specific, having it being measurable, having it being achievable or attainable. Well, listen, everybody has $10.
Yeah.
You know, what have you spent $10 on in the you spent $10 yesterday
On a drink.
20 times on a drink. So that was $200.
Yeah.
That actually took you away from your health goals.
Yeah.
That took you away from where you actually want to be goals wise. But you won't spend $10 on what you actually need to do to help yourself out. And so what I find is, you know, once somebody spends $10 on actually getting towards the goal that where they want to land, then they realize that 20, 30, 40, or 50 isn't too much at all whatsoever.
Not at all. And guys, I think, in my opinion, resourcefulness is
Yes.
one of the greatest qualities you can have.
Yeah.
However, when you do go check these guys out,
Yeah.
don't go in with a closed mind and a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
You want to go in with an open mind and be prepared to get told that you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge thing about personal development and resourcefulness when you're doing research for yourself. And I put up a post the other day going back to some psychology and philosophy
Yeah.
courses that I took at university. Descartes has a saying or a quote, I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
And I put up a challenge to actually just think in 2018.
Yeah.
I think people don't really understand what I meant, but what I meant was,
What did you mean? Like, what did you mean? Like,
don't just
adapt like people's ideologies?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And don't just follow the herd,
Yeah, yeah.
but actually do some thinking for yourself and make decisions on your own. Like, don't let me just take the raise the minimum wage, for example.
Yeah.
Don't just think because
It's a raise in minimum wage.
you're getting more money that it's better for you, right? Do your research, find out what's actually happening
And
what
why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then make a decision and think about it, right? So when you're going into these situations where you're watching Gary Vaynerchuk or Grant Cardone or Ty Lopez or whatever,
Yeah.
have an open mind and be prepared to find out that you're wrong.
What
about
I
stuff.
realized in the beginning when I started listening to these guys, at first I was offended. Before I got
absolutely.
inspired, I was offended.
Yeah.
Like, listen to Eric Thomas, like, you know, you want this life, but you want to sleep in.
Yeah.
And those two things don't even go hand in hand.
No.
And so now I'm at the point where, you know, like I said, today is supposed to be a holiday. And we were talking on the phone earlier today, like, should we just go get a head start on everything that we're doing?
Yeah.
Why not? It makes so much more sense to me now to get a head start on what I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
And I want to get into just reading off a few of my goals. You know, right in the first page, before there's even a page, it literally says, design shirts, get hungry, right? So, like, you know, and actually I'm probably going to make a shirt that says get hungry.
That's a good shirt.
Because your desire and your hunger to achieve in your life
That's a great
is real. Write it down, believe it, and make it real. The first time I got this book, it was suggested to me. And the notes that I first wrote, and I got this book in 2016, it said, the remainder of my life will be the best of my life intentionally. I will consciously watch my speech and my thoughts, knowing the universal power that my thoughts have to create my reality. That is literally the first note I actually wrote to myself in this book. So I started to really, really understand how important it was. And look, I was in a company where I wanted to hit national director, executive director, presidential director, ambassador, 1-star through 5-star ambassador, and break 5 national directors. So I didn't only see, when you talk about getting specific, measurable, attainable, I gave myself the goals step by step.
Yeah.
National, executive, presidential, ambassador, 1 through 5-star ambassador, and then start to help people break those ranks themselves. And all I said was, I didn't say break 5 national, executive, presidential. I said break 5 directors. Because once they get to director, it's actually up to them to carry that out. It's not like you can lead, like that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So I can give you all of this information. In the bio, we can put 5 websites up. That doesn't mean people are actually going to click the link and get to it. But guess what? When I was listening to Grant, when I was listening to Gary, when I was listening to Eric, when I was listening to Les, I was starting to take that stuff in because I was so offended. I felt so lazy. I felt so mentally out of shape. I felt so mentally unwell. I felt so set in my ways. I didn't even want to hear any of the stuff that they actually had to say. Yep. I was so offended. And then when I started to take some of those ideologies on, that's why I would say at the time, look at what the majority of people are doing and look how successful they are. And if they're not that successful and you're going with them, what are you going to be?
Yeah. And I think offending people or being offended is one of the greatest sources of motivation.
It is.
So when somebody tells you you're wrong, all you want to do is prove them wrong.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And if that means adopting new habits and just taking control of your life, that's what you got to do, right?
Hey guys, do me a favor, call us up 519. We weren't supposed to do this, but let's just do it. 519-300-4031. 519-300-4031. Let us know what some of your goals for 2018 are, and give us an example of a SMART goal. See if you guys are starting to catch on to what a SMART goal actually is. If you guys look at what we're doing right now, we just Brenda James, she said she needs to drink more water.
Yes, I wanted to touch on that as well.
Touch on that.
I wrote it down. So I love that. That's a really
You want to know
good
what's funny?
goal.
That's actually one of our first SOSS goals. To have people drink more water, and then have them comment and do a video.
Should we start that today?
Why not?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
First day of 2018.
First day of 2018. Right. So what the Scared of Success series, the foundation of it is we want to convince people to actually care about themselves by setting up goals that actually might be scary. And having you guys document them throughout the course of the week. So the first goal of the week, and then we'll change the caption when we're actually done, is we want people to start to drink. What do you want to hit them? 2 to 4 liters a day? Because you know it's hard.
Let's put it right in the middle. 3 liters.
3 liters of water a day. So if we can get anybody to drink 3 liters of water a day, document it, post it on our page, let us know what you're doing to actually hit your goals, to make them SMART goals. This is a SMART goal.
Yeah.
All we want you guys, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's realistic. You can do it. We want you to do it this week. So start to try to drink 3 liters of water a day. Get yourself 3 of those 1 liter water bottles. Or what are what's a gallon? 4 liters?
Gallon's 4 liters.
So get yourself one of those, those gallons of water that you can get from like Pure Water on Westminster and Tecumseh Road if you're in Windsor.
There's one
Ontario.
on Tecumseh and Amy Croft Drive there too.
So,
they're $2.
Yeah,
$2.
they're $2. For me, what I do is I'll write 10 a.m., noon, 1 p.m., 3, 5 p.m., and I'll put them at the liter mark so that I know that I'm drinking my water throughout the course of the day. If you guys take on this challenge, document it, take your smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone. Grab it, take pictures of what you're doing throughout the course of the day, drop that onto our actual Flex Fitness page. You're going to win a prize. We're not even going to tell you what the prize is going to be. It's a great prize, and we just want you guys to actually start taking some responsibility for your own life.
I love this too because those gallon water jugs is something that I
the bro jug.
The bro jug.
Yeah.
And it brought me a lot more than just drinking my water. I think because it's such a weird and an odd thing to
be
see
carrying
somebody
around
with a gallon jug of water.
Yes.
That it almost gives you this this sense of confidence.
Yeah. It's a weird confidence.
Yeah, it is.
Because
it's scary. It's scary.
Because what did I say though? Because I
it.
said if you look at what the majority of society is doing, they ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing anyway.
No.
So if you go absolutely outside of what they're doing, you're probably doing what's right.
Yeah.
And so when you're carrying around that 4 liter water, because every time I'm carrying around that GNC mug, people are always looking at me like, man, that guy's he's got muscle, he's in shape. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is he doing? And then they're thinking to themselves like, what should I be doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, hey guys, call us up if you want to take on the challenge. I'm dropping the number in the comments right now. If you guys want to take the challenge, we'll enter your name down. We'll be looking for you to drop your challenge onto the Flex Fitness fan page. If you drop it in there, you win a prize. I won up the other day. And who knows, I might do it another time throughout the course of the month. But I wanted to buy 10 or 20 people a gym membership. It's $10. So I wanted to buy you your first month and start to help you get into a routine. You didn't know this, but I was actually going to buy you guys your first month and help you start to plan out your fitness routine and help you out with your diet as well. The 28-day challenge is also here. It starts tomorrow. I'm doing the 6 a.m. class, so if you guys want to come on out, we're also going to give some passes to the people that come up to the classes to bring a friend with them. And because we had such a high demand, we're going to do one in February. So, and also I might even give away a Fitbit. I might even give away a Fitbit February. So who knows?
Those are expensive.
They are expensive. We give away a lot of stuff. A lot of people
do give away a lot of stuff.
And a lot of people are always like, "Thank you, Nicole, for liking that comment." Call us up and let us know what your SMART goal is. Thank you for liking that and sharing that, Becky. Give us a call. But guys, a lot of people are like, "You guys are making money." Remember that stupid ass comment we got? Stop trying to make people become vegetarians for a little bit of extra money. How would I be making money from suggesting somebody look at literature to give them an idea of the difference between commercial farming and local farming? guys, there's a huge difference between commercial farming and local farming.
Yeah.
If you go to your local farmer and look at their local farm, you know, their animals are actually happy. They don't live in scarcity. They're not worried all the time about getting slaughtered in some inhumane way. And I think it's really, really important that people get that information. I'm not growing billion-dollar vegetables and selling them out of my trunk and making all this money. I'm just trying to get people to actually be informed. And the majority of the things that we do, we actually do for free. And we're actually just trying to give people the opportunity to think for themselves, like you said earlier. It's funny because another one of the goals that I wrote down was goal, make exclusive fashions a multi-million-dollar business. Now, listen, that is, some people would say that's an unrealistic goal, but I didn't say tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just said make exclusive fashions a multi-million-dollar business. So what are my mini goals? 30-day challenges, you know, just to give people a little bit of an idea of, you know, what that they would need to do. Oh, and to get people into those national director goals too. I can't even read that one because I didn't patent that yet. But for those people that we wanted to do a 30-day challenge, an 8-week lifestyle makeover, a 90-day challenge, and I actually wrote down the Sweet 16 challenge. This is way before. This is crazy. This is crazy because this is way before we ever had that, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't go through this book.
That was just a random.
That was just a random thought. But our
yeah.
mind is such an amazing tool that if you actually use it, and if you actually, like Chris wrote on his page, if you think not just about what everybody wants you to think. I wrote successfully brand Flex Life. This is old. This goal is really old. Into hundreds of gyms across Southern Ontario and thousands of gyms worldwide. Expect to dominate the online coaching space, supplement business globally, all while successfully planning and individually executing a professional. Wow, this is crazy, man. Like these are goals that I wrote down in 2016 and 2015.
Wow,
it's crazy.
Wow.
So I suggest you guys start thinking about what you're thinking about, focusing on what you're focusing on, and start writing down your goals.
And whether you look at your goals every day or not, and whether they're even legible or not, just writing
them down. Writing sometimes I can't even read the goals that I actually wrote.
Writing them down is huge. I remember sitting in your basement, putting together those programs.
Yeah.
When we came up with the Sweet 16, it was like just out of the blue.
And you want to know what's crazy? Those were going to actually be for a company that wasn't even our company.
Yeah.
And the way the universe spun that around for us, it was like, no, guys, these should be ideas that you're using for yourself.
Yeah.
It says you are the only one that can decide just how your goal should be. But be sure that every goal represents substantial progress. Mm-hmm. A high goal is frequently easier to reach than a low one because a low goal exerts low motivational force.
Yeah.
Some of the hardest jobs you've ever accomplished actually seem easy simply because they were a labor of love. I actually really, really like that. So Les Brown says, he says the problem isn't that too many people aim high and miss, is that the problem is that they aim too low and hit. And so what that meant to me was, if you're like, I want to make $15 an hour and that's now minimum wage, you aim too low and hit, because now that's just the actual standard. But if you were like, yo, I want to make $30,000 in the next 4 months, and then you went to page what? And then you went to page, I think it is 21 in the Millionaire Handbook. It would actually tell you a bunch of ways to make $1 million, and you could break that down into quarters and make yourself $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000.
Yeah,
but I know
it's
a lot easier than you think.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear that.
No, they don't. But people, you don't think, nobody thinks about making $30,000 in 3 months on top of what you're already making.
No, they don't.
It's not
realistic to them.
Realistic. No.
But it is actually realistic.
Yeah, it's very realistic. If you're watching the right people, surrounding yourself by the right people,
cutting off the right people.
Yeah, cutting off the right people, then it's very, very doable. $30,000 in 3 months, man, that's...
If you talk to Jenny, if you talk to a couple of our people that we're involved with business-wise, they will tell you how achievable it actually is. Actually, they'll piss you off if you're not really ready to hear. I mean, I will tell people the truth, especially people that I'm coaching financially. Mm-hmm. You know, I've pissed a lot of people off because I'm like, you don't even make enough money. You know, the problem isn't taxes, it's not minimum wage, it's that you don't make enough money.
Yeah.
And so a lot of the problems that you have in your life, this is going to piss a lot of people off, but I don't even care. A lot of the problems that you have in your life would actually be eliminated if you just made more money.
Absolutely. You know that saying, money is, what is it? Money is the root of all evil.
Yeah.
That's the most wrong saying I've ever heard
It
in
is.
my life. If you're all money does is extracts your
Character, really.
right?
Yeah.
So it's not money that's the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil.
Yeah.
So if that's your only
Money's
focus,
actually the root of everything you need.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do anything without money. If your goal is to help people,
You can't help them without money. I don't care what you
Can't
say.
do anything.
Listen, you want to feed the homeless? You better get some money so you can buy some food to feed the homeless and get a table to set up with a tablecloth and some warmers.
And if you're not guys, if you're broke, what are you? You're not participating in society.
It
you
is
can't
what it
go
is.
out. You can't help small businesses stay alive.
You can't.
You can't help the big businesses stay alive.
can't.
You're buying bread for $6 a freaking loaf and gas for $1.50.
Because minimum wage went up to 15, and you're super happy, like, yes,
And
finally.
that's all you can afford. That's it.
And listen, as much as that will piss you off, I wouldn't be really actually doing my job if I sat here and told you that you setting those low goals and having those low expectations for your life. Listen, you know how many people I've actually pissed off and like they don't even want to be my friend anymore because I'm emphasizing the need for them to need to go out and sell themselves and let people know. Listen, fitness just so happens to be my passion. But that actually rolled over into helping people financially.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't think the way I used to. I used to have a broke mentality.
Yeah.
And not even just a broke mentality, I used to have a scarce mentality. So I would always be like, how am I going to do this? And this was a long time ago because I let go of that scarce mentality a long time ago. But at some point in time, I used to think, how am I going to do this? I got to get a job that's going to allow me to do this.
Yeah.
And all of my ideologies were the actual wrong ideologies. I was adapting the ideologies of my peers, not knowing that they had broke, scarce ideologies. And nobody wants to hear you call them broke, and nobody wants to hear you tell them that they're wrong. But the reality of it is that they are broke and they are wrong. And until you go out on a limb and start making some decisions that are scary as all hell, you're not going to have anything that you want. And just to touch on a little bit more about what you said, how are you going to help anybody if you're broke? You're not.
No. I'm motivating myself right now because I just pulled out my calculator and did like $30,000 in 3 months. And I want to break this down right now.
Okay.
So I want to set a goal right now.
Tell me, because I want to
break this down for $30,000 in 3 months.
Okay.
So $30,000 in 3 months means you need to make $10,000 a month.
Yep.
Okay. Now let's break that down even further.
Yeah.
If you need to make $10,000 in 1 month, let's say there's 30 days in a month.
Yep.
That means you need to make $333.
I like that number.
That's
wow, I'm making $30,000 in the next 3 months. I just want everybody to know I'm making. You know what's funny? You want to know what's actually really, really funny? Look at this. Oh my God, this is about to be really, really funny. So look at this. I mean, I have fun on Facebook. You know, they have some of those stupid little games that you can play and stuff like that. So look at this. And Chris LaPointe got the exact same one. But look at this.
I saw that.
You have every month $30,000.
Wow.
And all I have to do is make $333.33.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite numbers, actually, too.
That's it.
So, guys, I mean, okay, so
let's look at how you can do that, okay?
Let's look at that, please.
So, if you are a personal trainer.
Yep.
Okay. $333 per day means you need to sell one package.
One package.
A day.
That's it. That's really not that hard.
But let's break it down even further. Let's say, for example, you are a stay-at-home mom. You don't have a job, okay? So $333 per day might sound a little bit crazy.
But if you sell Sensi, for instance,
Yeah.
and a bar is $6, so
let's break it down even further.
Yep.
There's 24 hours in a day.
Yep.
You need to make $333 per day.
Yep.
Divided by 24 is $13.88 per hour.
Per hour.
What can you do to make $13 per hour?
Sell 2 bars of Sensi. Sell
it.
2 Sensi bars.
That's it. You can make bracelets out of beads and sell 2 of them for
beads
$7
at
a
Michael's.
piece. Yeah.
1,000 beads for $2 a bag.
Yeah. Now you might be investing a couple $100.
Of course you're going to be investing.
That's gone, right? So now once you're selling those products, that's all profit. You're getting it all back. That money's gone. Don't even think about that.
So, and that's one of the reasons why I love multi-level marketing businesses, and people don't really understand that, and nobody wants to talk about it. But let's talk about it because, for instance, for me, it's like always wellness products. Mm-hmm. But the other day, I was like, man, I'm about to start selling Sensi. Yeah. Why? Because I love Sensi.
Yeah.
And I love health and wellness products. You know, somebody said to me the other day, do you have to take Flex Fuel? I do. because I personally love supplementation. I know every once in a while I'm gonna have a drag ass workout. So if I get some pre-workout into me, I'm gonna be feeling great. This morning when I did that live feed video, I put up that Isogenics e-shot. I took that e-shot before I did it. So people are like, oh, you're just trying to sell products. No, I use this product and I know it's a product that works well. So guess what? If I sell 10 boxes of those, I'm going to that $30,000 mark. And guess what? Our front desk administration manager, Atova, I love her because the other day she put this up. She goes, instead of knocking your friends, did you see that post?
Yeah, I did. I love that.
Instead of knocking your friends for selling products here and there, selling little knickknacks, selling things that are going to actually make your life better, but you're going to Walmart and buying a broom that's shit and it's going to break the second time that you use it, why don't you support your friends? They're selling stuff that you need anyway, and they're going to give you a guarantee. They're going to make sure that you make the best purchases, because the reality of it is, I said this to my fiance before I left the house today, as soon as I got out of the shower, she had a little iPad out, you know what I mean? She had her iPad out, and she was making purchases online. But if one of our friends sell that exact same product, why wouldn't we buy it from them? Even if it's $1.88 more, you're gonna save whatever more on shipping as it is.
What people don't realize is that all those products started somewhere.
They're all multi-level marketing. That's what it all is. Tupperware, multi-level marketing. McDonald's has an owner, a CEO, a manager, a supervisor, a shift supervisor. Guess what that is? Starts up on this level, down to this level, down to this level, down to this level, down to that level, which is multiple levels.
It's a pyramid.
People don't understand that. So everything is a pyramid scheme. Everything is built from here and starts here. And guess what? The more you build here, the more this rises. And so more people should actually participate in the things that they love doing and figure out how to generate income off of that than to just go to a job that you freaking hate, which is mentally just killing you on a regular basis. And then you're so unhappy when you get home. And we were talking about that the other day too.
What I love about this time is that a lot more people are taking advantage of their extra time and actually taking on side businesses and
you should have
making that their passion. You should have a side business, man. It's hard with everything going up, especially it's hard to stay afloat with one job.
It is.
It's sad.
It's sad, but it's true.
It's super sad, but it's true.
And the thing about it is it really even that sad? Because actually I like it because more people are being mentally stimulated to bring their ideas out into the world, which if you don't do that, how are you going to do it?
No progression.
So timely. A goal should be grounded within a time frame. With no time frame tied to it, there's no sense of urgency. I love that because every time
you don't make it real.
If you want to lose 10 pounds, when do you want to lose it by? Someday won't work. But if you anchor it with a time frame, by May 1st, then you set your mind, unconscious mind, into motion to begin working on that goal.
Guys, your unconscious mind is so powerful.
It is the most powerful mindset that you have. I told you that story the other day about leaving the studio, stopping at McDonald's, getting 5 cheeseburgers, blah, 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 blah. Dude, that was my unconscious mind. My conscious mind had to take over and start really realizing.
We've been talking so much about cheeseburgers. I want a cheeseburger.
And that's your unconscious mind.
It's crazy. But guys, when you add a time to a goal, it makes it real. If there's no time, if you say you want to lose 10 pounds, what makes you want to start losing 10 pounds if you don't have a date that you want to lose it by? If your goal is to lose 10 pounds in the next 2 years, you can start in 22 months and lose 10 pounds.
And I like Chris LaPointe said this earlier. He made a status earlier. You guys go to Chris LaPointe's page, but he said, stop telling everybody else your goals and start doing your goals. Write your goals down yourself, because ain't nobody cheering for you to hit your goals. Listen, one of the reasons it's hard to actually start your own business or actually hit your own goals, because you're sharing them with people who don't even care, and they don't even want to see you hit your goals. They're hating anyway. They're hating anyway. So the reality of it is. You know, you're telling somebody your goals and they're really putting out this unconscious energy to stop you from actually hitting those goals. But if you just take your pen, open your goals journal and say, I'm going to, what I love about this goal journal, because it says today's date, target date completed, goal accomplished, check mark. Goal, describe your ultimate goal and then break it down under mini goals. Goal type, personal, health and wellness, health and fitness, relationships, financial, career, travel, lifetime, other, mini goals. Include up to 10 steps to achieve your main goal. Then put your notes in. Okay, this is a smart goal, guys. You gotta go get this goal book, man. This is the epitome of what a smart goal is. But just to touch back on what Chris LaPointe said, he said, stop telling everybody else your goals. Because if you're not even focused enough to hit your goals, all they're gonna do is start omitting this energy that's gonna actually stop you from getting your goals. They ain't really cheering for you. So write down your goal, see what it is that you specifically want to do to actually make your goals a reality, and then start to go towards that, because everybody else ain't really cheering for you.
And that doesn't mean don't put it out there, guys. You need to put your goals out to the universe and tell people what you're doing. Just don't tell the wrong people.
Yeah.
And that comes back to choosing your circle and deciding who you want to surround yourself with. If your friends, if your friends, and I had a conversation with a friend of mine about this the other day. We're just pissing people off on this show.
Yeah, we are. I'm happy.
If every single conversation that you have with your friends is negative and destructive, that will take such a toll on you mentally and emotionally that it'll cause you to backtrack from your goals.
Yeah.
So if you have a specific goal and you know, okay, this person, if I tell this person, they're gonna tell me I can't do it. They're gonna, even if it's your mom or your brother or sister, if you know that they're in a negative mindset, don't tell them.
You know what I hate the most? And I'm not gonna lie, this is why I cut a lot of people off. Like if I'm like, yo, I'm training for a show, and then somebody's like, oh, you don't want to eat a cheeseburger? You don't want to have Reese's peanut butter cup? You don't want to do this? You don't want to do that? Or they want to eat chips every single time you come around just despite the fact that you have that specific goal?
Yeah.
Is that really your friend?
No.
If you have a business and they don't, listen, if you have a business that you're running and your friend does everything to combat the business that you're actually running to make it something, try to make it seem like you're doing something that's scamish or schemish or whatever the case may be, is that really your friend? If you have a car wash and they never got a car wash from you, is that really your friend? No. If you sell Sensi and they never bought a bar from you, is that really your friend? Like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but I'm trying to give you guys the actual reality of the situation. I'm going to call my friends up and be like, yo, I just opened up a gym. Are you coming to get a membership or not?
Yeah.
I'm going to use that as an anchor to see how strong our friendship really is.
Yep.
I personally believe in all of my friends and all their ventures. I have a guy that I just actually started. He's like, he was shoveling our lot the other day. Yep. He opened up a business. I was like, okay, let me call this guy and see if he actually can provide the service that we need.
Yep.
Because he's my friend, and so I support his ventures. Your friends should actually support your ventures, or are they really your friends?
No.
Really think about this stuff, guys. And if it pisses you off to think about it, think about all of your, seriously, good. And think about all of your friends that you've told your ideas to. You know, next year I really want to make sure that, I take my kids to Disneyland. Girl, you only work at Burger King. How are you going to take them to Disneyland? Thanks a lot, friend.
Yeah. And I don't care, honestly, guys, I don't care how good or how bad the product is that somebody is offering to you.
Yeah.
If they're really your friend, you
They're
need
gonna
to
buy
support
it.
them.
Yeah.
You need to support them.
Dude, Leanne was selling everything. Tupperware. I bought everything from her.
Yeah.
Everything that she actually ever had. Why? Because she supported me in everything.
Yeah.
If I had a gym there, if I was running a challenge center, whatever I ever did, she supported me in every single one of those ventures. And guess what? I supported her in every single one of hers because I believe that that's what friends should really do.
And those are the people that you need to surround yourself with.
And you want to know what's crazy? Just take it one step further. Like, I had so many people that I didn't even know were my friends. When I started like having the Flex Fitness clothing and they were like, yo, dude, you should open up a gym. Let me get one of them shirts, blah, blah, blah. So the people that I thought were actually my friends weren't supporting me at all whatsoever.
9 times out of 10, well, let's call it 8 times out of 10.
We can call
the
it
people
9.
that you the people that you think are your closest friends really aren't. They're just there because they're comfortable.
Yeah.
And they're not confident enough to cut you out of their life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of the
need
times,
you around. They're like a leech.
Yeah.
They just
like an algae eater.
Yeah.
They're literally just eating all of your confidence, all of your will, all of your ability to go out and achieve. They're like an anchor, man. Yeah. So I and this is a great theory and I love it and I made it up so I can call it great. But it's either your friends are either the propeller to your ship or they're your anchor. But I'm going to tell you one thing. You can't have propeller friends and anchor friends. Because if you got propeller friends that are taking you forward and you have anchor friends that are just constantly throwing the anchor off your ship after you just pulled it up and you're trying to go somewhere, what's going to happen? You're literally going to go nowhere. Yeah. But you're still exerting all of that energy to go forward, so they're going to burn out your engine, dude.
That is a great theory.
So, and he's my friend, so he thinks that theory is great, and that's what your friend should actually do. But if I want to go forward in my life, I gotta let go of those anchor friends. Yeah, I gotta disconnect them from my ship and just throw them right off my ship and just continue to go on. And
even if they're on your ship, every single anchor that's there is holding you back.
Exactly.
You're wasting so much more gas.
Exactly. And gas is way too expensive.
Leave them at the dock, man.
Seriously, gas is way too expensive to just be having anchor friends, man. I need people that are gonna propel me, take me to the destination of success for me. And guess what? All of our goals don't need to be the exact same goal, but we need to support each other in our goals. Talking about being realistic. I mean, talking about time goals. So someday won't work. But if you anchor it within a time frame, maybe May 1st, then you set an unconscious mindset into motion to begin the goal. Your goal is probably realistic if you truly believe that it can be accomplished. Additional ways to know if your goal is realistic is to determine if you have accomplished anything similar in the past. You need to ask yourself, what conditions would have to exist in order to accomplish this goal? So, like, talking about the conditions that need to exist, like, and I said this before in one of my videos, like, people will be like, well, I can't do it because it's too hot. I don't have a red shirt, and everybody in the gym has a red shirt on. It's too warm. I'm not able to thrive in warm conditions. Yeah. So think about what conditions you need to actually thrive in, and then think about the BS reasons that you're giving yourself to not be able to actually achieve your goals, because a lot of that is that unconscious mind just bringing out fears, false evidence appearing real. Oh, I won't be able to. Johnny tried it, he didn't do it. Rebecca tried it, she didn't do it. They were both not doing what they needed to do in order to achieve their goals, and that's why they weren't able to achieve their goals. It has nothing to do with you.
Yep. And sometimes I'm just kind of having a flashback here, but sometimes the things that are the closest to your life and that are the most I guess stable and comfortable in your life can be the things that are holding you back the most. For example, when we were at the other gym, there were things that were causing me to not want to work out and not want to get my lifts in.
Oh man, I hated that.
Whether it was the temperature of the freaking gym, or the people that were there, or whatever.
Because that negativity. Yeah, man.
And there was a little bit of time where I just didn't want to work out and I hated it. Yeah. So I had to start going to another gym to work out. And then
that happened to me, dude. Fine. Remember, I was taking pictures at every single other gym
except for ours.
Except for mine. Yeah. And then people were like, "Why are you working out at another gym?" Yeah. Like Larry Guitar, and I'm just gonna throw his name out there because I don't even care. He is one of the most smart ass people. Like he'll throw. Like the majority of the time, like he won't just hit a like just to give me some support, but he'll be like, you're not in your own gym, right? And I'm like, it's funny that you notice that, but hit the like button on my other stuff too. You know what I mean? But thank you for also pointing that out to me, because it motivates me to go forward and do the things that I think are actually necessary to get me into that space. So shout out to Larry for poking me in the ribs and letting me know that he sees the direction I should be going in.
You need that sometimes.
But Larry, you could also be a little bit more supportive too.
I saw that comment on your post the other day about the girls.
Yeah, like dude, why don't you comment on something that I'm actually doing positive? You could be a little bit more of a positive influence, but that's too much time spent on Larry. Hope he had a Merry Christmas. I actually hit him with an inbox after that, like, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Because I can be like that. Especially with a timely goal. So set that goal. Make sure that you know what conditions would have to exist for you to actually accomplish that goal. And the T can also not only stand for timely, but can also stand for tangible. So a goal that is tangible, when you can experience it with one of these senses: taste, touch, smell, sight, or you can hear that goal. So actually knowing something that you can actually do to actually feel that goal. Like I know if I'm sweating that's the fat that I'm burning, or I'm getting rid of some of that water weight. I know that if I can see the difference in the mirror from the way I looked in week 1 to the way I look now, which is also very, very important as well. That's why I take a lot of selfies. People think that I'm actually just narcissistic, but I actually just want to know what I look like this week as opposed to last week or last month or last year. So
I'm sure there's a little bit of narcissism.
Yeah, there is, but I love myself, and
but it's alright. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing.
You
wrong
should
with
be in love with yourself.
When you work so hard that you can love yourself. Love yourself, man.
Exactly.
So I want to touch on a comment. Samantha Redmond posted a comment. She said, "Reese's, are you sure you don't want one?" It's not going back to
not wanting it.
It's not that we don't want it.
Or
especially when you have a goal like doing a show. That's when you want it the most. When you're depriving yourself that much, you really want a Reese's.
Yeah, you do.
But
that's your unconscious mind, by the way.
Choosing the people that you surround yourself and not even having that temptation there. That's what helps you reach your goals.
Or making a protein Reese's cup.
Or just finding another way.
And the thing about it is, the reality of it is people don't even really your friends need to understand that even those little comments like, a Reese's, are you sure you don't want it?
That's destructive.
It's so destructive. And it's your unconscious mind that's giving you, that person, that destructive feedback. A better comment would be, good for you. When you're done your show, I'm going to buy you a bag of Reese's.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now I wanted to, what did I want to touch on? I wanted to touch on the realistic aspect in creating smart goals. you wanna focus on the outcome as well. You don't want to focus on the process as much. Obviously, you need to know that you have the resources at your disposal.
Yeah.
But the outcome is what's really, really important.
Yeah.
And if you want to stay super, super, super motivated, go into that timely aspect that tangible aspect.
Yeah, yeah.
And create a goal that you can feel, see, touch, taste. And create a small goal that you can feel, see, touch, or taste. Like for example, for me, it was I had a shirt hanging on, and it was actually a flex. It was a Razorback, and it was hanging on my wall on the back of my door, and I would try it on every single day.
And
I was
like, tight
it was super tight. And then it got a little bit looser, and a little bit looser, and a little bit looser. And then one day, I just felt good, and I wore it to the gym. I felt like I was the freaking king,
the rock star of the gym.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times you need to get yourself into the mindset that is actually letting people know that, or letting yourself know, screw people, letting yourself know how far you've come. And to touch on that, you know what you're going to eat or what you're not going to eat. Sacrifice ultimately equals success. And you need to know what you're willing to sacrifice in order to reach those goals as well. Because you know, how good does a Reese's peanut butter cup really taste if you eat it every freaking day before you fall asleep, every morning before you eat breakfast, every afternoon at lunch you go over again? Are you addicted to it, or do you like it? You know what I mean? You really got to be able to decipher the difference between those two things. A lot of our behavior, especially in 2018, is just addictive behavior. They actually said that the majority of children between the ages of 4 to 8, their smart device, like their iPad or whatever, is more of an addiction than an actual necessity. If you take that away from them, they go into a depressive state. So what you really need to do is you need to find ways or alternative routes to get you to where you need to be, instead of being so dependent on one thing. Or give yourself, like I said, alternatives. Like I can go find a Reese's peanut butter cup protein recipe, and you know, my coach said, I'm gonna give you 1 or 2 cheat meals a day, but we're about to dial back what you've been doing throughout the course of the holidays and get you really heavily into your goal. And like that's why I threw all those extra plates on today, which I'm feeling hypoglycemic right now because I didn't eat after that workout. But you know, I wanted to feel that extra push, and I wanted to make that sacrifice to give myself to really tap into that extra place into my mind and into my body, to know that I did a little bit of extra what I quote unquote shouldn't do, but to give myself that little extra kick in the butt that I need to get to where I want to be.
So guys, we've got 4 minutes left in this show, and I want to touch on our January deals as well. So we've got a $9.99 membership deal going on right now. If you come in between today and the end of the month, you can enroll for your first month for $10. No enrollment fee, no key tag. That'll save you close to $100.
That'll, first of all, I'm just gonna throw this out there. Good Life's enrollment fee right now is $175, dude.
That's crazy.
Somebody messaged me the other day and was like, "Yo, Good Life's enrollment fee is $175."
That's crazy.
That's insane.
That's nuts.
So go around to the other gyms in the city, compare. You know what your actual enrollment fee would be.
And try them out, man. Go get a trial.
Go get a pass. Go
in there.
You
walk
first of
into
all,
the gym.
because you get a pass there. First of all, it's freaking $15-$20. Ours is $9.99 for the month. So we're saving you money all around. But go into those gyms, try out their atmosphere. Some of them are good, some of them are terrible. I'm not going to be the judge of any of that. No. Whatever you like, you like. But then come on and check us out. You know, for 30 days. I think what makes us different, and just to touch on that for a quick second, I think what makes us different is the way we've actually trained our staff/family to care about the members that come in, understanding that everybody's coming in different. Some people are coming in beginner, some are coming in intermediate, some are coming advanced, some are coming super advanced. So a lot of people need to really understand what their space is. And what we do when you come into here is give you an idea of what it is that you're going to need to be successful. But we want to hear from you, and you to tell us what it is that you need in order to reach your goals. And then we want to be able to give you a little bit of help. So for coming in for $10, you're saving $100 in fees. And any other time, we're one of the because a lot of those cheap, you know, $4.99, $9.99 gyms,
they're cheap.
They're cheap.
That's it.
They have a cheap atmosphere. They got broken equipment. They have no steam room and sauna, even though they say that they do. They have broken light fixtures. Their taps are broken in their bathrooms.
Yeah.
Their staff is kind of grouchy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
go to the dollar store and buy a broom and see how long it lasts you.
And then go to
Canadian Tire and
exactly.
buy a broom.
It's there's a huge difference.
Yeah.
To say the very, very least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So come on out, try us out for $9.99. No fees. No fees.
Hit that link in the description, guys.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Flex TV, FLEXXXTV on
Yep.
YouTube.
Yep.
And hit the subscribe button when we get 200 subscribers.
Yep.
That word's like a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Every time I say it, I get
What is
mixed
it?
up.
It's the
subscribers.
subscribers, yeah.
Subscribe to
The Flex TV.
channel.
Yeah. FLEXXXTV.
Anyways.
When
we hit 200
Yep.
subscribers,
Yep.
we're going to do a draw. We're going to do a giveaway for one of those subscribers. We're about halfway there right now, guys. So we're close. We'll be posting all of these videos on the YouTube as well.
For us, I
after we
mean,
do
it's
them.
really, really important for one that we grow with you guys, our
Yeah.
audience. Shout out to Nicole A. Talbot. She
Yeah,
said, thank
yes.
you both for touching all 3 areas today.
Thank you
for
very
me,
much,
new
Nicole.
followers. So we really, really appreciate you. I want to let you guys that we actually really, really do appreciate you
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely.
Without you, there's no us. But regardless, we're going to do this. It's really, really important, you guys, that we change mindsets. I could ramble off like probably 10 names, probably 20 names that of people that I cut off in 2017. That will not make it into 2018, but their mindset stopped them from being right here with me today and growing into this new kind of unknown, the realm of the unknown. But I like being in that uncomfortable space because I know that there's room for so much growth there. And I know that comfort zone, or, you know, I just want to make $60 for this weekend and all that other stuff, that won't get you to where you need to be.
No.
You need to be wealthy. You need to be rich. You need to do and I'm not just talking about money, because all payments aren't monetary. You need mental wellness. You need spiritual wellness. You need spiritual wealth. You need mental wealth, but you also need financial wealth too. And I believe that it's a trifecta of mental, spiritual, physical. And when you have all 3 of those, and when you're wealthy in all 3 of those aspects, that's when your life really changes.
And you know what? A lot of people think that everybody can't be rich, but that's not true at all.
That's actually the farthest thing from the truth.
Yeah, everybody should be rich.
And everybody can.
And if everybody was rich, the world would be such a better place.
It really would.
Yeah.
Because then a $15 minimum wage wouldn't make a huge difference.
It'd be nothing.
And another thing is too, guys, I just want to touch on this real quick. Man, go out and vote. In this next election, you know, if you're pissed off about the way that our Southern Ontario, our Ontario government is running this place, this beautiful place that we call home, do something about it. Call your local MPPs. Call Percy Hatfield. Call Lisa Gretzky. Get on the phone with your MPPs. You know, let them know the changes that you want to see. Let them know that you're unsatisfied with the way that things are being run.
Get educated.
Get educated.
Find out
man.
what they're actually doing, what bills they're putting through, and what's inside the bills that they don't tell you about.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of hidden fees.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hidden agendas inside of a $15 minimum wage increase. You know, it's not all good.
No.
It's actually the opposite of all good.
Yeah.
That's actually really funny for a whole bunch of different reasons.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, guys, get educated. Think for yourself, and just take a picture of yourself. Go grab a bro jug.
Yep.
From any of the water stores.
Yep.
You can get them at the Walmart on Dougal too. You can't get them at the Walmart on Tecumseh.
You can't?
No, I don't know why. But
I don't know why either.
Dougal has
Hey,
a
I didn't know they
little
do that.
filter thing.
Yeah.
So you can get them. They're like
I'm going to get one.
$2.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They are. For some reason, when I drink water out of those, I actually drink my water more than when I drink it out of my GNC mug.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I just leave
It's bigger too.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
the
you
mug's I think 2 liters.
Yeah, and the bro jug's 4.
Yeah. Write your times on it and
my chest
send
is
us a
getting too
picture.
wide for this. I gotta probably blank out my nipples on this.
Hashtag free the nipple. Send us a picture of yourself drinking some
Hashtag
water.
Janet Jackson.
And hitting your 3 liters a day every single day for this week, and we're gonna give you a prize.
The Flex Ultimate Prize Package. Listen, guys, we're doing this for you. This isn't for us. We've done a lot of things to get ourselves to where we want to be in our lives. We made a lot of these changes. We've been through hell sometimes, you know, not eating this or not eating that. But it's easy for me now. If I have to cut out pasta. I actually hesitated to say that because I actually really love pasta. So that was maybe that wasn't completely true, but it's easier than what it once was.
It's never really easy.
It's never really
easier.
But you know what? It's worth it.
Yeah.
And when you give yourself smart goals, it's gonna make it. It's gonna make it so that when you make a financial goal, when you make a spiritual goal, when you make a relationship goal, you're gonna be able to stick to that a lot more, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I can. My relationships are just way better. You know, as far as like with employees, with staff, my ability to make decisions. Like the other day when we were talking to the merchant service, I'm like, listen, dude, if you don't do this for me, I'm not going with you.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
My ability to make stern decisions, confident decisions, is way different than it used to be.
Yeah.
My ability to be swayed for the majority population, it's not like that anymore. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of strength to be had from logging on to the SOSS.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we want to see you make the commitment to better yourself.
Yeah.
Get your bro jugs, get your 2-liter jugs, get your mammoth mugs, get whatever you got to get. The next, wait till I make that next challenge. That next challenge is going to be tough.
Yeah.
I ain't going to see a lot of people participating in that one, or hopefully I do see a lot of people participating in it.
Hopefully, that's the point of these challenges.
Yeah.
They're for you guys.
Yeah,
All right, guys. Don't get lost in the sauce.
because the whole entire world is. And another great one.
That's
That
it.
was
That was good. That was really good.
really easy. And like you said,